Fertility is declining. Obviously, we don't want to have 8-9 kids as our grandmother had. What is going on? Is this happening because we are trying to get pregnant too old? So in today's video, I'm going to show you my client's story. She is young, she was trying to get pregnant and she was having a very hard time. But she got pregnant and I'm happy. And we'll also show you some factors that can affect the fertility. So let's go. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Camila from Brazil and I am a health coach. So let me show you my client's testimonial. It's in Portuguese, but basically she's saying, hello coach, I'm pregnant. She's doing some blood work to confirm. It happened some weeks ago, so the baby is okay, it's fine. And she's saying thank you. The doctors told her that she had no solution and she had to do the IVF, which is very expensive. And she didn't. We made it almost natural. So first I will tell you some factors that may affect fertility. I made a very huge list, but it's too big. I will just talk about some points. But first, our foods. We are eating a lot of processed foods today, loads with sugar and also seed oils, which can be inflammatory if oxidated. We have a lot of toxins in our food, especially our vegetables. So many things changed since our grandmother time, okay? And the foods, they are loaded with carbohydrates and they may affect our insulin. I'm not talking about diabetes, I'm just talking about insulin resistance. A lot of people can have insulin resistance without having diabetes. I always talk about this. And insulin, for example, our woman with PCOs, probably she will have insulin resistance and it may affect the androgens, and then when the androgens are high, they may affect ovulation. Also, inflammation may affect the mitochondria and also affect ovulation. So you see that many things, they are linked, okay? So second thing, the other type of women, the women that don't eat enough and they have a very low body fat. When you have food starvation, your body thinks, okay, I have to survive. I don't need to get pregnant now. I cannot support another life. So your body shuts down ovulation and everything if you eat a very low calorie diet for prolonged time. That happened to me in the past. I was an athlete and I had a very low body fat and I wasn't menstruating. I lost my cycle. Everything because of the diet and the lack of nutrients, okay? Third, our ovarian reserve. We are having kids later in life, after our 30s. We are born with a certain amount of eggs, and after every month, when you menstruate, you lose some eggs. When you get older, this reserve starts to reduce, and it gets harder to get pregnant. For example, if you have a box, your box is full of water or anything you want. When it starts to empty, it gets much harder to take the water. It happens to the body. When the reserve starts to reduce, it's going to get harder to get pregnant. Things that make the reserve reduce faster: stress, insulin resistance, toxins, and so on. Our modern life. What do you think? Okay, another thing that's very important, and today I'm seeing a lot of people having it very low, is the progesterone. Progesterone is very important to keep pregnancy and also to make you get pregnant. You are only fertile if you have ovulation, and you only have progesterone if you ovulate. So if you don't ovulate, you don't have progesterone, you don't get pregnant. And what can affect progesterone? Stress, food, lack of nutrients, thyroid, and also fifth, thyroid. If you have a low thyroid, it can affect your progesterone. A lot of women, they lose their babies in the first 3 months of pregnancy because of low progesterone. And many times it happens because of low thyroid. And other things that affect the thyroid: lack of nutrients, stress, okay? Lack of calories. A lot of things can affect the thyroid. Stress, as I told you, stress affects everything. So 6, stress. When you are under stress, prolonged stress, your body understands that you don't have to get pregnant because you are trying to survive. Our body is very primitive. So your body thinks, okay, it's not time to have a baby, and shuts down everything. Sometimes it includes your thyroid. 7, something that we have a lot around and nobody even pay attention is EMF, Wi-Fi, all the things like our phone. Sometimes we sleep with our phone in our heads. Sometimes we put the phone in the pockets. It affects a lot fertility, especially men. It changes the motility of these sperms. So pay attention to this. For men, also polyester can affect fertility. There are some studies showing that. So be careful, man, because sometimes your wife can have kids, but you can't, and you are the problem. So continuing, 8, estradiol. If you have low estradiol or high estradiol, you have trouble getting pregnant. Okay, if your estradiol is very high, your body is going to get messed up and not send the signal for ovulation too. Okay, and estradiol can be high also because of toxins, because toxins can be endocrine disruptors. Some toxins, they will mimic estradiol in your body, but they are not really your estradiol, not estradiol, your estrogen. They are not really your estrogen in your body, so they will mimic estrogen and mess up with everything. So you will have trouble with fertility and you will end up gaining weight, having acne, and a lot of troubles. So toxins, they are very important. Okay. 9, there is a gene called MTHFR. It's for the methylation in your body. Some people will have trouble with this gene. Okay, and it may affect the implantation, the quality of the egg, and many things. Okay, so be careful. Sometimes I supplement some clients with methylfolate. Okay, because people with problem with this gene will have deficiency with methylfolate, and methylfolate is very important, for example, for the brain of your baby. Okay, 10, PCOS, endometriosis, and lots of conditions that will affect fertility in women. I will be making videos about this. I will talk about things that can improve both situations. I have a lot of clients who got pregnant even having these issues. Okay, naturally we can do lots of things. 11, mitochondria. As I said before, today we have a lot of toxin build up, a lot of oxidative stress, and many things. This affects your fertility directly. Okay. Another one, birth controls. A lot of women use birth controls for many years, and when they go off the pill, they have trouble getting pregnant again. They have trouble menstruating again. Okay, and some women discover that they have PCOS and a lot of conditions because the pill can mimic the conditions. So imagine you are 40 years old and you want to get pregnant, and you were using the pill for your entire life, and then you go off the pill and you find out that you have PCOS. So you have trouble to get pregnant, and you are already in your 40s, your ovarian reserve is getting low. You see how birth control can also affect. Last one, sleep, circadian rhythm. We are doing everything different today. In our grandmother time, she slept, for example, around 5, 6 p.m. or 9 p.m. She was waking up 5 a.m. Today we sleep very late, wake up early, we don't sleep well. Our body has a lot of functions, and the hormones, they happen in specific times. So for example, we have hormone production in the morning, another production of different hormones, afternoon and nights. If everything is messed up, your hormones will be also messed up. Okay, so you see a lot of things. I won't be talking more because this video is going to be too long. I'm going to show you my client's story now. First, she went to a doctor, and the doctor, he made a mistake with her case. We have our ovulation, and when we ovulate, our estrogen, especially our estradiol, goes super high. It can go, for example, 600 pg/ml. It's too much, but it drops later. Okay, and if you do a blood work when you are in your ovulation, it may sound like you are having estrogen dominance, but you're not. The doctor asked a blood work, and her estradiol was very high, and he said, okay, she has estrogen dominance. I'm going to give her a aromatase inhibitor meds and some meds to metabolize estrogen better. And this was a big mistake. She lost her cycle after this. I cannot blame the doctor because her problem was not only the inhibitors, okay, because when you go off the inhibitors, in a few months you can menstruate again, or maybe in the month after, but it didn't happen to her. And so we started to do some blood work and check her situation, But I helped her with hormone therapy for a short time because she was having symptoms of low hormones just for her well-being. So we used a little bit of progesterone and estradiol, okay, bioidentical. And we tried to work on her problem. The first problem it was adrenal dysfunction. Her cortisol levels were very low. When you have low cortisol, your body is entirely affected. So her thyroid was very low, and it also impacted progesterone, as I said before. So adrenal dysfunction, thyroid problems, progesterone problems. So the first thing I use to work is the adrenals, okay? If you solve the adrenals, you can automatically solve the others. Not always, but many times. So we worked on the adrenals first. We changed her diet, we worked on lifestyle changes. I started to give her some supplements to support the adrenals, the thyroid, the progesterone, fertility. Okay, we took care of her gut. Her gut was fine. She was having a lot of stress in life, and we worked on the stress. I gave her some supplements to manage stress, for example, L-theanine, ashwagandha, and different things. We worked on her sleep, the circadian rhythm, as I said before. The exercise, I asked her to reduce them because she was going through stress, and that wasn't the moment to do a very hard exercise routine. Okay, so we improved her adrenals, and her thyroid improved as well. She had more progesterone, and we went off the hormone therapy, and her hormones worked by themselves. The body responded, and she got pregnant. And now we are super happy, but the 3 first months, they are super important because a lot of women lose their babies in the first 3 months because of low thyroid, because of adrenal dysfunction, because of low progesterone. Your baby needs your body in the first 3 months. After 3 months, the corpus luteum starts to receive support from the placenta, and placenta starts to produce a lot of progesterone and also estradiol. So your baby will be okay, but in the first 3 months, you have to be very careful. So we are being careful. I already had a lot of clients in the same situation before, and they are with their babies now. I'm super happy. You see that our body is very complex. A lot of things can affect fertility, and our modern world is changing everything. That's why we are seeing so many problems with fertility. Well, if you liked this video, give a thumbs up, subscribe, share this video if you have a friend that's struggling to get pregnant, and let's grow this channel. Thank you so much.